Hello, it's me, Tiffany. In case you don't know me, I have just started this channel as a learning channel, and today we're going to go over all the decks I have been working with this month, which is quite the little stack. I ended up going a little over my max because some new ones came in while I was going through my month. But so those ones are going to carry over into August, but we're going to do a different video about decks for August and what we're going to use. So I restarted my morning positivity videos on Instagram, and I've been using the Celestial Floral Affirmations deck by Forensics and Flowers, and her deck is full of beautiful images. She's done a beautiful job of all of these guys. She works with the Witch of the Forest a lot. They do some really amazing work. And this deck is going to continue into August for the morning positivity videos. So if you're interested in an affirmation a day or a little, energy boost kind of thing, stop by my Instagram, Sage Lion Tarot there, and we'll have those. So next deck that I continued over was the Winding. As we know, I am quite obsessed with this deck by Three Trees Tarot. I love it so much. I am so honored that she let me in on this new deck and to work with it. And I'm not going to be able to put it aside yet. I just love the artwork. I love the vibes. The energy of this deck just keeps resonating with me so well. And the imagery is just really beautiful and so well done. Adam did such a great job on these cards, and they keep calling me out. So I'm going to keep on with these. I am going to carry them over for a long time, I'm sure, because I just really love them. And there will be information on all these decks in the description. So if you want to go find them for yourself, I will make that as easy for you as possible. So that one's a carryover for sure. The next one that I've been working with is the Weeds and Witches Oracle. And there are videos of all these of me unboxing them, by the way, if you're interested in any of those. So we've got, quite beautiful artwork. I can't say anything about the artwork. It's beautiful. The cards are beautiful. And they're a really great accent deck for putting alongside your readings if you like pairings, that kind of thing. But to read it on its own, I found it a little difficult. The description of the card is so long that you only actually get really meaning out of it if you're very intuitive, which is fine. It's more for advanced people, and that's great. But the meanings are very difficult for people who are not intuitive or not, particularly wordy. If you read a lot and you have a lot of literature behind you and that kind of thing, you kind of have that visual ability to get into some of these cards. But usually everything is the whole description, and then the meaning is the last two sentences, which is fine. I think if the book had been a little bit longer and had a little bit more to say, I would have had an easier time with it. So that one is probably going to be done for a little while. But it is a beautiful deck, 50 cards. The artwork is really beautiful, and I think it is a worthy deck. It is very nice. It's just a deck that I think if you're going to work with it, you should work on it with one-on-one, no other decks with it. Just focus on it and what you get out of each card. That's the big thing. These cards are really geared for what you personally get out of each one versus relying on the guidebook. So if you have an easy time with that, you will love these. If you do not have an easy time with it, it will definitely stretch you and make you work toward it. Okay, so the other deck that I've been working with in July is the Women of Myth. Okay, by Maria Sophia Mirandes. This is an older deck. This one came out a while ago. I want to say 5 years ago or something. Let me see. Yeah, 2023. So it's about 3 years old. The cards themselves were great to work with. These were beautiful to work with. They were lovely, very impactful, very spot on in any readings I did with them. They were really, really good. The guidebook, there is a larger one out in the world. So I'm going to try to find that. And when I get myself a copy, I will work with this deck again. This will come back because I want more of the story. Because if you see here, you get a little tiny bit of story and then a little bit and then a little bit. I want more, but I'm a chunky guidebook girl. You know me. I'm like, give me that chunky guidebook. So we have card meaning and her advice, which is all good. I think that it would be great if the story was longer, if all of this was a little bit longer, because I like the lore when it comes to these ladies. So that one is going to be set aside for a while until I can get my hands on the bigger book, because I want that bigger book. Yes. Okay. So some older decks that got called to me that I worked with in July. I've got these beautiful pouches by Clouded Creations here in Edmonton. And she's made me a few pouches. But I have a first edition Shadowscapes. So it has actually just released Borderless. And I'm not sure if I want to go with the Borderless cards or not. I'm not sure. I love these. This is one of my first tarot decks from 15 years ago. I love this deck. It smells like incense. It smells like sage and incense. And it's a deck that I got called back to. And I hadn't worked with it in a long time because I've been looking at new things and doing more research and learning new stuff. So this deck was like, hey, I miss you. Will you come back? So I haven't decided yet if it's going to move into August, if it's going to stick around or not. We'll see. I'm sort of it's in the maybe pile. I will always love it, but right now it's like, we shall see, because other decks are also calling after me that are in my little bookcase, so we shall see how that goes. Now, another older deck that called out to me was the Fey Tarot. This deck by Los Cabro is, I'm pretty sure, my second tarot deck I ever got. The first deck I ever got was, if you remember it, one of the original Dragon Tarot. Do you remember that one? And I love dragons. Dragons are like, I love dragons. Dragons, totally my thing. But the Dragon Tarot, I could not jive with it. Whereas this one was very artist focused. If you're an artist and you want a tarot deck that, calls out your artistic talents and your artistic leanings and, I should be painting, and the tarot's like, yes, you should, that this is a great deck for that. This deck is going to carry into next month. because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to put it aside again. I'm just not ready. I think you can still actually buy this deck. And the sets, it's a little pricey some places, but if I can find a link for it, I will definitely put it in the description for you guys. Absolutely, absolutely. I love these pouches by Clouded Creations. If you are an Edmonton person and you like wrapping up your decks and giving them some extra protected, Clouded Creations makes some beautiful wraps. Her pattern of fabrics that she chooses are so pretty. Really, really appreciate her work, and the quality of fabric that she uses is really, really nice. Okay, so 3 left. Like I said, the stack was a little extensive, but the Witch's Way Home Oracle. Okay, this one was a 44 card deck by Emma Griffin, and she put in a lot of beautiful work into this. This deck is very, very new out in the world. This one just came out only a month or so ago. Like it says 2025 in here. So we've got that. The guidebook I really like. It's got some actual like content in it versus throwing in a whole bunch of pictures. There's enough space. She could have had a picture of every card sort of hidden in the corner, but that's fine. That's not, what has to happen. But I like the information that she put in here. And she actually finishes every meeting with a journal prompt. And I really liked that because I'm a journaler. I like doing my journals. And her artwork that was put into these was very, very nice. These cards rang true very, very often. They were very good, very comforting as well. I'm still shuffling the heck out of this deck. It wants to stick together a little bit, but because I'm not a rifle shuffler, it takes me longer to break in a deck. But I do think Witch's Way Home is going to continue into August. I want to work with this more. I want to use it as more putting decks together kind of thing, because I'm doing more with that, learning how to do that, and I'm enjoying that process. And I think this one fits in to do that quite nicely. So the Witch's Way Home Oracle, we like that one. So that one's carrying over. I should put that in a different pile. Okay, so this might help. This deck has been very, very interesting. This one was a carryover from June as well. But it's what inspired me and started getting me to look at oracle cards a little differently, and using clarifier cards. Like, this card means this, but like it's not quite fitting into what I'm asking, and the This Might Help deck has been really good for that. All of these cards are nice. They're little, so they don't block out cards in your spreads, and you can see them a little better with everybody. And you can technically use this deck as a tarot deck. Now, I wouldn't be able to. I'm not good at, because of my dyslexia, I suck at the elemental triangles. It would take me a lot of focused learning to use this little guy as a tarot deck. I could wing it and invent meanings for all of them and just be super intuitive with them. I could. But they're not quite my jam for that either. But the artwork and what she's put into this deck has been really, really cool. It is a true companion to the This Might Hurt tarot, which we will look at in a second. I did not know that the This Might Hurt tarot started off on Kickstarter. I didn't know that. So I got one after the fact, of course. But if she comes out with another campaign, I'm definitely going to follow it and find out what's going on. I'll probably follow it. I'll probably back it. But yeah, This Might Help oracle deck that she made this year. I definitely recommend it if you want to learn clarifiers, you want to have some simple cards to just bam, straight up give you some info. These are really good for that. Absolutely good for that. Yeah. So it's going to carry over. We'll see how much I use it. I'd like to use it more, but I always kind of just go with what I'm drawn to every day versus making a structured tarot plan for Instagram. I really am like, if this is what the cards say and this is what I'm drawn to, this is what I do. So now this might hurt tarot deck. I just got it. This I got in the middle of July, and I've already done an unboxing for it and everything. And I think it's going to carry over because we're carrying over that this might help Oracle. For me, I like the artwork because it's very modern. It's a modern world. We've got modern characters here. It's great work. It's really good. Glossier cards, so they shuffle very nicely. The thing is, because I'm so unused to the modern view, the modern art on cards, I'm doing little switches in my head on what certain cards mean, and I want to oracleize them versus keep them in their tarot meanings. And so I have to get out of that habit. So I want to work with these more and see if I can get it the more straight in my mind of their meanings. The book that it actually came with is actually really good. You've got the color picture with the meaning, right? It's all laid out there. But she does include in some of the meanings, like who inspired the card, if they were a friend of hers, if they came from a certain thing that she went through, whatever, things like that. So that's kind of neat because you get a little bit of background, the why of that card and why it looks that way. And I think that's kind of cool. So I will be moving this one forward because I want to get my head wrapped around it a little bit better, because I have been oracleizing them a little too much, and I don't want to do that. I want to stay in the structure of tarot with tarot decks. Because if I start oracleizing them, I might start oracleizing other ones, and that would not be a great habit for me. So that is those. So I will be doing a separate video on the decks I will be using in August, because this one has gone long enough. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. If you hung out this long, I appreciate you. If you want more of the daily positivity, like I said, come over to Instagram. We'll be doing those, having some fun. And I have a couple other little affirmation decks that I like using as well, and I just kind of keep mixing and mingling them as the energy draws me. And I forgot something. Oh no. So I have been using the Witch's Wheel this month. I got some crazy amounts of views with it. I did not expect that at all. The Witch's Wheel is by Athene Noctua. And they are in the UK, and this is the coin. So it is absolutely gorgeous. We got all the meanings on one side, and then we got this beautiful lunar moth on the other, and it's got this little bump. So it will spin on a surface and stop on a meaning. So it's a beautiful oracle coin. It actually comes with a nice little booklet with all the meanings for all the coin. And she has come out with a few more, and I am eager to get my hands on some more of her Witch's Wheels, because I think they're phenomenal. They're a great little reading add-on. They're beautiful. They're so well made. Like, absolutely. 2-inch round solid brass. Like, yeah, that's good stuff. So I will also put her Etsy on there. She also runs Kickstarter campaigns for these, so keep an eye out if you are a Kickstarter person. Worth it. I have to get a few more of her items because I just love them so much. So, once again, thanks for watching this long. Because, you know, ADD brain, woo! Anyways, keep that path lit by starlight. Keep your spirit wild, my friends. Take good care of yourselves. And we will see you again soon. Bye.